All right, we'll have Chris Hopwood. Hop Mania will join us at 9:35. Director of the Sportsbook, Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook. That place will be hopping, no pun intended, tonight. Chris Hopwood will join us in 5 minutes. He will join us on the Bucked Up Energy guest line. When energy meets science. Check it out. Try it today. Bucked Up Energy. Bucked Up Energy. Live in the Bank Plus studio, out of bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Speaking of tonight, national championship game, Bama and Georgia. Food. Food is very, very important. I want you to think about a couple of things. Boar's Head. All right, you can make Boar's Head nachos with their premium meats and cheeses. Boar's Head nachos. You can make Boar's Head pizzas with their premium meats and cheese. Or you can go with Boar's Head sliders. You can find an awesome selection of Boar's Head, both premium meats, cheeses, and hummus, at Corner Market grocery stores throughout the state of Mississippi, including Corner Market in Belhaven, in Fondren, and Northside Drive. National championship food, appetizers, dinner, powered by Boar's Head nachos, Boar's Head pizza, and Boar's Head sliders. You can find it all at Corner Market grocery stores in the state of Mississippi. Download the Corner Market app today. It's got everything you need, plus you can get rewards points. Bam, Corner Market app today. All right, I'm going with Alabama tonight. Blake is too, so is Tom Hart. That tells me that they'll lose. Bama won the first one. They've just got to prove it to me that they can get over a good quarterback, a good quarterback like Bryce Young. And I know that Bama's, been hit hard as far as their receivers. And their young ones haven't stepped up yet. So I guess the question, can Georgia somewhat shut down or contain Jamison Williams and put all the pressure on the other Alabama wide receivers with Mechie out? Show is brought to you by MississippiSportsMedicine.com. Blake, you're going with Bama. Are you going over or under? I'm going under on the 52.
I'm going to take the over because I like football and I enjoy being happy and points are fun.
Okay.
So give me the over.
And then real quick before we get Hopwood on the NFL jobs.
Yeah. 6 open, still like 3 or 4 could open.
What's the best one open? Is it Las Vegas
No.
if Derek Carr? Is it Las Vegas if Derek Carr stays in Las Vegas because of quarterback play? Or do you go another direction thinking that you've got something with Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields on the way up? Or Kirk Cousins can do something else under a new regime at Minnesota? Or Tua can get – I think Tua is what he is,
Yes.
probably. But he's going to get the benefit of the doubt because he went to Alabama and won a national championship, and people still put more value there than it is. I was real quick, Blake. You'll appreciate this, and we've got a couple of minutes here. I'm watching the Cowboys game on Saturday night with another couple,
Dominant.
our friends. We had some great food, and the wife in the couple is like a gung-ho sports fan.
Mm.
And the guy is a casual fan, but likes the Cowboys and Dak.
That's funny.
But I thought he made a great comment. And he said, they kept throwing up Dak and Zeke as part of the, marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks over and he goes, I don't understand why Zeke Elliott is still a part of kind of the group, right? That's the players that's making it work for the Cowboys. It's just amazing that Zeke is still there. 1 is named, 2 he played at Ohio State, 3 won a title, 4 he was a top 5 pick in the first round. And that continues to give you runway when really
Correct.
he shouldn't even be on is part of the marquee players.
Well, and he's got brand value because of how he came into the league, like you said. So he's got a recognizable image, recognizable name. So I get why the Cowboys do it. The better question would be, at what point does the NFL catch up with what we all recognize as running backs are irrelevant anyway? Which job would you take of the 6 that are open? Raiders, Jaguars, Vikings, Bears, Broncos, Dolphins.
Okay.
4 of those are in 2 divisions, by the way.
If Derek Carr's staying, I take the Raiders, but I don't have a lot of confidence in Mark Davis. But 2 would be Denver, and here's why.
Interesting.
I know Denver doesn't have a QB, but they have won my whole life, and they have been run well my whole life. And I know that Mahomesy is in there, but a lot of these other teams haven't won.
Yeah, you just picked the 2 teams that are in arguably the best team in the league, or one of the best teams in the league's division.
I think that shifted a little bit this year, but I see where you're going.
Yeah, I mean, they finished 12-5. So, again, it's kind of like the Broncos. It's kind of like the Cowboys when people are like, oh, they're not playing well.
No, it's kind of like
went 12-5.
Alabama. Well, they didn't dominate like we thought they should dominate.
So they must be bad.
So they must not. This must not be a good Bama team, yet it is. Go ahead.
No, I'm with you. I actually am going to go a different route with my job. Of the 6 that are currently open, there are more that could open, but of the 6 that are currently open, I'm highly tempted by Minnesota. Good. You got some good skill position talent there. You've got some things you can work with. Justin Jefferson has been arguably the best receiver in the league the last 2 years. He set the NFL record for most receiving yards in the first 2 seasons in league history. I love that Minnesota opportunity. I actually like Denver a lot. I like Oakland. I like Las Vegas more if Derek Carr's not there. Is that crazy? I'd rather start with someone new if I'm taking over at Las Vegas.
I'd rather see him play with someone other than John Gruden and the special teams coach or whoever that they
Rich Bisaccia.
I mean, if you give me a young McVay, Shanahan, Sean Payton, I just feel like you've got something there with Derek Carr.
You. Lane Kiffin.
Oh, wow. Lane train to Miami?
Or Vegas.
Well, not the way that it went down with Mark Davis's dad, Al Davis. Fair or not, years ago. It was Al Davis's fault.
Yeah.
He hired Lane Kiffin at 31, and that just didn't make any sense. But I see where you're going, but I find it hard to believe that Mark Davis would do that, considering Al Davis was mad at Kiffin when he fired him.
True.
And again, it was more Al Davis than Lane.
Fair enough. There you go.
Cool. We'll have Chris Hopwood coming up next, director of the sports book for the Golden Moon Casino. It's a great place to dive in, bet on a couple of games. They've got 40-something TVs, good food, beverage. It's right there on the casino floor, so you're within, just a few feet of blackjack tables and slots and poker and all that right there in the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook. We got Bama, Georgia tonight. I hope it's a good game. I hope it's fun. I hope it's entertaining, and I hope we have a lot of momentum shifts. You're listening to ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Our guests join us on the Bucked Up Energy guest line, and we welcome in Chris Hopwood, director of the Sportsbook, Golden Moon Casino Timeout Lounge. And Hopwood, good morning. Happy New Year, buddy.
Morning. Happy New Year. Thank you for having me.
Are you looking forward to a packed house tonight with Georgia Bama?
Yeah, down here in the South, this is probably the game that we all want. The 2 SEC teams, 2 powerful SEC teams playing each other.
All right, what is your line currently with Bama, Georgia?
I just looked at that before I came on. So we're at Georgia -1. As you know, the rest of the world is at like 2.5, 3.
Yeah.
It was I don't know. I mean, I looked at some of the stuff when the line first came out and saw what the rest of the world was doing. And you know me. I mean, I looked at it, and this game to me should have been a pick anyway. And we already saw Alabama won the game on the field in the SEC championship, so I didn't see why I wanted to go with the 3 like the rest of the world did.
Right. All right. So you got -1. What is your over under?
We're at 53.5 right now currently. We actually, you probably know from Ryan, we have that big poker tournament in town right now. So of course we're dealing with those guests, and we've had quite a few big parlays. I know a couple customers bet like Georgia and over and Alabama and over for $5,000 each, I believe. So it kind of pushed our number a little higher.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Chris Hopwood, director of the Sportsbook, Timeout Lounge, Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook. That place will be rocking tonight. And as Hop said, they've got a monster poker tournament going down at the Pearl River Resort, too. So that makes it even more fun. Poker and the Sportsbook, which is also, for our listeners, it's a sports bar, which is awesome, too. All right, so he's got it at 53.5 points. Is that the biggest bet you've taken on the game, $5,000?
No, I mean, we had a couple of $10,000 bets in Alabama. We've talked about it before. I don't really have like a fixed number of what I'm going to say. It's just you come to the counter and I'll tell you what I can give you at that point in time on the game. I know some other places might have like a set limit that they'll take like 20, 30,000, maybe 50,000, but to me, I can't. With the way these games flow here in the South, I can't really say or put a fixed limit on it. I've never really believed in that.
All right, which way is the money flowing? I think I know, but
because for me right now it's 50-50 on the game, and that's why that's why it's like pick. I know we kind of a little bit. We took a couple big bets on Georgia. That's why we went to -1 because we probably saw we were pick all week, and it's that's the one thing with the poker players in town. The poker players see what the rest of the line is, and they'll bet thinking we have the wrong number, and but our customers are all betting Alabama, so it's kind of balancing each other out.
Okay. All right, so it's balanced. A lot of money on Georgia, a lot of money on Alabama, and the poker tournament in town is also a beautiful thing for the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook Timeout Lounge, Pearl River Resort. Chris Hopwood joins us on the Bucked Up Energy guest line, and we've got Bryce Young and Bama and Georgia with Stetson Bennett the fourth. But the storyline here is Kirby Smart playing his mentor, and can Kirby get over the hump? He's 0-4 against Coach Saban. All right, let's talk NFL. Over the weekend, where was the money going over the weekend before we get into the playoffs? Because that just got set last night. Where was the money going over the weekend in your book?
Well, because some games didn't have any playoff implications, and then of course you had others where I know, like last night, I was actually hoping for the tie in the game. That would have been the best result for me in the Raiders Chargers game. Everyone's kind of following the trend with betting Green Bay, Tampa. They've been doing that all year long. It's been, as you probably know, a great year for the customers in the sports book betting the NFL this year, with some a lot of the favorites covering the spreads. And especially, we've had that 3 times this year where it's just been a big year for the customers, especially some huge weekends.
What has been your biggest night there as far as a crowd the last 3 weeks or so, 4 weeks or so? Hops?
Well, the SEC championship game has probably been our busiest night that we've had. You see the whole casino, the whole resort was full of a lot of clothing wearing that letter A on it, and and a couple of Georgia sprinkled in there here and there. But our guests are we have a lot of Alabama fans that come in there, as you know, and they're huge SEC fans just in general. But I love this atmosphere that we get to have week in and week out, and that's what I'm looking forward to tonight.
I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait. Are you allowed to say who you think's win, or is that illegal or something, since you're an expert insider and so on?
No, watching this game, watching these teams all year. Georgia to me has been the best team all season long. Their defense is amazing. I love watching defensive football because we know there's not a lot of it that's played anymore these days. But Alabama showed they could beat them on the field. They created some turnovers. They spread that defense out and put some points on the board. So I mean, I hate to say this for our customers. I would love to see Georgia win. I'd love to see Kirby Smart beat his mentor, but I mean, it doesn't look like it's probably going to happen if Coach Saban does what he does with his teams.
Yeah. Do you expect a pretty good shift after tonight, and people will start rolling? I know we're SEC football, college driven, but do you? I mean, I'm excited about the playoffs, and we've added more teams, games. We now get a Saturday, Sunday, Monday night slate schedule coming up this weekend. Do people in this area pivot pretty quick and jump even more so into the NFL? Hopwood?
Yeah, well, we've talked about that before. I mean, because college football is kind of equal to the NFL betting wise for us. It's not far off the amount of handle that comes in on the games. It's different for me because usually this time of year we've already had our first round of playoffs in the NFL, and we're transitioning to the next round. So we're looking forward to having a weekend of playoffs coming forward after just having the big week 17, week 18, whatever you want to call it for the NFL. So it's going to be fun to have games all week, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, like you just said. I'm kind of looking at the lines coming up now of what we're going to be placing on those games because since we're a smaller place, we're not one of the corporate casinos. We're just now putting our lines up for next week currently.
Chris Hopwood, director of the sports book, Golden Moon Casino, Timeout Lounge. Real quick, Hops, was that week 18 good for y'all? I mean, you get another week of, a bunch of games?
Yeah, week 18 was good. It's just, I guess it's just a regular week. The customers were on the right side of some of the games with knowing that there were some of the star players weren't going to be playing because there was no reason for it with the playoff implications, and you didn't want to have any of those star players injured. So, I mean, customers won. I mean, we had a couple tickets yesterday, I believe, that paid out over $25,000 for the customers on parlays, and so it was good for them, and we made a little bit of money.
Nice. $25K. Blake Mania, you got something for Chris Hopwood on the Out of Bounds show?
Yeah, Chris, I don't know if you have these numbers in front of you, so if you don't, just ignore me. But
that's easy.
You said obviously the big favorites for the playoff, for the Super Bowl run. Makes sense that Tampa and Tom Brady, back to back, that's a big one. Obviously, Green Bay has looked like the best team in the league all year, so that makes sense. And I get why Kansas City and Mahomes would get some love. Is there a dark horse, a low or a high odds, low chance team that you see a lot of people gravitating to, not to win week one, but to make it to the Super Bowl, so to speak, that long odds team?
Well, I mean, for us, now there's not really a lot of long odds except for maybe like Pittsburgh. I think they're about 50-1, and the Eagles. I don't see those two even having a chance. The Cowboys. They're definitely a favorite in this area. And right now I think we're right around 10-1, maybe a little bit lower. I'd love to see the Vegas team get to the Super Bowl myself, but looking at Cincinnati, with Chase and Burrows as the quarterback, they're looking pretty good with that team. So I think they're around 15-1 right now.
Isn't that amazing? And the Bengals, let's see, they play on Saturday.
They play the Raiders.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, because the Colts choked.
The Colts did choke.
Carson Wentz, he's done, baby.
Well, I don't know if he's done, but it looks like
done.
it when you lose to the Jaguars. It wasn't just him, though. It was 52 other players that didn't. Raiders at the Bengals. This is good for the sports book. I know Hopwood knows this. So they get 2 games on Saturday. That's awesome. I love Saturday NFL, mid-afternoon and night. And then at the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook, you can start, look at this, noon all the way through the night game. So you get 3 games on Sunday, and then you come back with the Monday night game with the playoffs, which is not usually what we have. So that's exciting, too. Chris Hopwood on the Out of Bounds Show, director of the Sportsbook, Golden Moon Casino, Timeout Sports Lounge. Also, Hops, we want to make sure that people, we want to direct people to that app, right? The PRR Sports app. That's the way to go if you're coming on property?
Yeah, with you guys have been there. The lines that we have, it's probably the easiest way to get the bets in right now. The state, it's still on-premise betting, but with the app, right now the poker players can bet at the poker tournament and the tables or the restaurants or anywhere on property, and it's a great thing to have to not have to stand in lines. I know. I mean, we've had some issues lately with with our health concerns around the area and around the country, and so it's just another way to stay safe for customers not have to stand in lines.
There you go. Download the PRR Sports app. That stands for Pearl River Resort. PRR Sports app. And as Hop said, you don't have to wait in line. Once you're on property, you can bet from wherever you are. You could be in the hotel room. You can be at the blackjack table, or you can be roaming around and so on. The casino. And they've got a huge poker tournament going on now, too. So that place is going to be rocking tonight. All right, Chris Hopwood, thank you, buddy. We'll see you soon.
All right, thanks for having me on.
The Out of Bounds show is powered by the PRR Sports app. Download it. You'll have all the lines right there, everything you want going into tonight's game and the NFL games. All right, Blake, so good show today. First hour was a little weird, but you can find the SEC Insider Hit on our podcast. We did it anyway because that's what we do for you as a listener.
Yeah.
All right. SEC Insider Hit at 7:30. We went heavy Ole Miss, MSU basketball.
Maybe it's a good thing it wasn't on the air.
Bama, Georgia. Well, for Ole Miss fans, they're like, hey, I loved that game Saturday night.
All right, realistically, how many Ole Miss fans do you think even watched that basketball game?
I mean, a few thousand, but if you take like their whole alumni base, it wasn't.
Percentage of like what we would consider like, I don't even mean highly active fans, but just casual to active fans, the percentage that watched that game for Ole Miss and State.
20, 30?
At most.
It's still a rivalry game, and you still want to beat your rival. There's not a lot of juice right now with college basketball in the state of Mississippi. I get that. But Matthew Morrell had a great game, dropping 31, and Ole Miss was unreal out of the gate the first half. And then, of course, from the three-point stripe, well, behind it. And they shot 11 of 23 from three-point land and 3 of 16. That's what Mississippi State did. And Ole Miss pretty much dominated from start to finish. They did. I mean, they got up by 20 at one point. State cut it to 7.
But it wasn't
5,
close.
But you didn't feel at any point like Morrell or Ruffin couldn't go get a basket when they wanted to.
Yep.
And they did when Mississippi State cut it to 7. Morrell did just that. He looked like Steph Curry. They let him pull a Brian Tyree.
Boom.
And he looked like the college equivalent of Steph Curry on Saturday night as Ole Miss won 82-72. It's amazing what happens when you can shoot the three, especially 11 for 23, which, holy smokes, almost 50% from three-point land. All right, guys, enjoy the game tonight. Bama, Georgia. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll have Mike Detillier and Tom Luganville tomorrow on the Out of Bounds Show. Please hit Apple Podcasts today. Search the Out of Bounds Show. Apple Podcasts. Search the Out of Bounds Show. Would love for you to hit subscribe. Enjoy the national championship game. We'll see you tomorrow.